Have you ever noticed how people stop and stare when you walk into a room? There's something about you, something they can't quite put their finger on. They glance, then glance again. They whisper behind you, "What is it about them? How do they look so young?" Some guess it's good genetics. Others assume you've got the world's best skincare routine. But let's be honest, that's not the whole story, because the real reason you radiate youth, the true source of your glow, can't be found in a mirror or a bottle. It runs deeper, much deeper. It's not on the surface. It's in your spirit. Looking young has far less to do with age and everything to do with energy, with light, with the invisible but powerful essence you carry that makes time slow down around you. Some people show the weight of every battle they've faced. Their trials carve themselves into their expressions. But you rise. You overcome. You move through life not untouched but unbroken. And that strength, that quiet fire, is what makes you shine. So listen closely. I'm about to reveal something special. 7 hidden reasons why you look younger than your years. 7 truths that may explain why strangers are so captivated by your presence, why your energy seems untouched by the years. And if you recognize any of these in yourself, take it as a sign you are more blessed than you know. Reason 1. Your heart is light, not heavy with resentment. You might not even realize the power in this. Most people carry their pain like a badge, dragging the past behind them as if it were their identity. They hold on to anger like armor, to grief like it's sacred, to memories that wounded them as if letting go would erase their worth. But that weight doesn't protect them. It presses down, it leaves marks. You can see it in the lines etched into their faces, in the dullness behind their eyes, in the heaviness of their walk. But not you. You've made a different choice. Whether intentionally or as an act of survival, you decided not to let what hurt you keep hurting you. You've released what no longer serves you. You've unclenched your fists, softened your jaw, and opened your heart to peace. And that decision, it shows. People don't always know how to explain it, but they feel it. Your face is more open, your smile more genuine, your energy warmer. You radiate a kind of light that no cream or diet could ever manufacture, because you're not weighed down, you're free. And freedom is beautiful. Forgiveness isn't about letting someone off the hook. It's not about saying what happened was okay. It's about recognizing that you deserve peace more than you deserve revenge, that carrying the bitterness burns you more than it burns anyone else, that by replaying the pain, you're only reliving it again and again until it begins to shape you, wrinkle you, harden you, and you weren't created to live that way, so you forgave, not because they earned it, but because you needed to breathe. You needed to rest. You needed to reclaim your joy. That one act, letting go, set something new in motion. The stress began to leave your body. Your spirit brightened, your soul relaxed, and your face, it responded. The glow returned. The softness came back. People couldn't name it, but they saw it. And every time they said, "You don't look your age," what they were really saying was, "You don't carry what others carry." You see, some people wait their entire lives for closure, for the apology that never comes. They wear their anger like armor, thinking it makes them strong, but in reality, it drains them. They become prisoners to something that happened long ago. Their hearts grow hard, their posture stiff, and eventually their youth fades. Not just from their bodies, but from their spirits. Meanwhile, you chose freedom. You chose to walk away from the weight, to rise instead of rot, to forgive not because they deserved it, but because you did. You understood that peace is a better reward than justice, that your future deserved more space than your past. And you walked forward, lighter, brighter, younger. That is your secret. Not magic, not vanity, not even discipline. It's your spirit, a heart that is not heavy, a soul that is not bitter, a mind that is not stuck in yesterday. And that kind of spirit, it doesn't age like the rest. We ended the last part with a truth worth repeating. You look younger because you've chosen to let go. You've dropped the heavy bags of resentment and chosen peace, and that peace has preserved you in ways the world can't fully understand. Meanwhile, those who refuse to release their emotional burdens stay stuck. They move through life, dragging the weight of bitterness, and it shows. You can see it in their posture, their eyes, their energy. They look like life has been too much for them, and in many ways it has. But the one who chooses to let go, who says, "I won't carry this any longer," that person moves forward lighter, freer, unshackled from the emotional chains of the past. And that's why some people seem like time has left its fingerprints all over them, while others, like you, appear almost untouched by the years. Because peace is a kind of preservative. It cushions the soul. It keeps the skin soft. It protects your inner glow. Bitterness, on the other hand, is a slow-acting poison. It doesn't just age the heart. It shows on the face, in the eyes, and in the very way a person walks through the world. Think for a moment about the happiest people you've ever known. Were their lives perfect? Probably not. In fact, they've likely been through storms, betrayals, heartbreaks. But they made a decision that changed everything. They didn't let life harden them. They didn't allow the trials to define them. Instead, they let those experiences refine them, shape them into wiser, softer, stronger versions of themselves. And because of that, they remain youthful, not just in their appearance, but in their very spirit. You see it in their laugh, in the light that still dances in their eyes, in their posture, open, relaxed, welcoming. They don't carry yesterday's grief into today's sunrise. They've found a way to live fresh. And that makes them magnetic. You can spot it from across the room. They haven't allowed old wounds to turn into permanent scars. They wake up with hearts that feel new, open to life, ready to embrace joy without the heaviness of bitterness holding them down. Let's be honest. Letting go is not easy. In fact, it might be one of the hardest things you'll ever do. It takes real strength to release pain, to forgive when every part of you wants to hold on. But here's the truth. No one tells you. When you hold on, you give your past power over your future. You let it influence your emotions, your relationships, your sleep, even your health. And over time, all of that accumulates. Stress, grief, negativity, these things don't just cloud your mind, they age your body. They quicken the pace of time in your skin, your muscles, your energy. It's not just psychological, it's physiological. Negativity is a thief, and it steals your youth before you realize it's gone. But you, my friend, have chosen differently. You've chosen to guard your joy. You've chosen to keep your heart light, to protect your peace. And because of that, you move through life with a kind of ease. You glow with something deeper than surface beauty, a youthful spirit. Time seems to respect you. It doesn't drag you down like it does others. It flows around you, as though it knows you're not carrying what others carry. And guess what? Medical science agrees. Studies show that people who forgive, who practice emotional release, experience lower blood pressure, improved heart health, and slower aging at a cellular level. Why? Because stress triggers your body's emergency system. It floods you with chemicals that prepare you to fight or flee. Your heart races, your muscles tighten, your immune system weakens, your sleep gets disrupted. And all of that, day after day, year after year, accelerates aging. But when you forgive, truly forgive, your body comes out of that emergency mode. It breathes again. Your nervous system calms, your heart settles, your muscles soften, your mind clears. And when your body feels safe, it can heal, it can regenerate, it can thrive. That's what peace does. It restores you, it rewinds the wear and tear. It makes room for glow, for clarity, for strength. Peace isn't just spiritual, it's physical, and it shows. Now think again about the people you know. Those who always seem burdened, even if they're young. There's a heaviness to them, a fatigue in their presence. You can hear it in their voice, see it in their slumped shoulders, their lifeless expressions. Their words are sharp, tired, or laced with frustration. They carry something that's aging them long before time does. Now contrast that with someone who walks into a room and lights it up. Maybe they're older in years, but something about them feels ageless. Their presence lifts the atmosphere. Their words are filled with calm. Their smile reaches their eyes. That's not a coincidence. It's the result of inner freedom. The difference between those two people isn't money or diet or genetics. It's what they carry. Or more importantly, what they've let go of. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean pretending the hurt never happened. It means you're choosing yourself over your pain. You're choosing healing over history. You're choosing the future over what you can't change. You're not excusing the behavior that hurt you. You're just refusing to carry it anymore because you're worth more than your resentment. Your joy is worth more than your bitterness. And your energy, it's sacred. It deserves to be used for laughter, for love, for building the life you want, not reliving the one that wounded you. And when you make that choice over and over again, you unlock something rare. You become someone whose very presence makes others pause and ask, what's their secret? Because there is a secret, but it's not found in a bottle or a miracle routine. It's found in the freedom of your heart. So the next time someone looks at you and says, you don't look your age, smile. Not because you've found the fountain of youth, but because you've found something even better, peace. We've seen how peace, forgiveness, and emotional freedom can preserve your youth in ways that science is only beginning to understand. But now let's talk about another hidden truth, something less talked about, yet just as powerful. It's not about what you put on your face. It's about what burns inside of you, because at the core of your radiance is something the world can't quite measure, your spirit. It's not just about genetics. It's not about perfect skin or wrinkle-free cheeks. It's about the energy you walk with, the peace that flows from you, the joy that hasn't been dimmed by resentment or disappointment, that lightness in your being. That's your greatest beauty. It's the reason why people turn when you enter a room. It's the reason why time seems to move slower around you. And here's the secret. As long as you keep choosing peace over pain, forgiveness over bitterness, and light over darkness, you'll continue to glow in a way that defies the passing years. You carry something within you that's rare in today's world, a refusal to simply exist. You don't just go through the motions, you live, you move with intention, you dream with boldness, you chase life instead of letting it drag you along. And that, more than any miracle serum or beauty trick, is the true secret to staying youthful. Passion is your anti-aging power. It ignites something from within that no one can fake or fabricate. People spend thousands of dollars trying to rewind the clock, buying creams, booking treatments, searching for ways to erase the years etched into their skin. But the truth, the real answer isn't in a jar or a needle. It's in the fire you carry, that fire that refuses to die, the spark that still believes in tomorrow, the flame that keeps reaching, keeps hoping, keeps burning. You're still excited about life, still believing the best is yet to come. That inner drive, that unwavering pursuit of purpose is what keeps you young, not just in appearance, but in energy, in presence, in power. Because you're not just counting the days, you're making the days count. And here's something important to remember. You don't need anyone's approval to keep that fire burning. You don't need the world to validate your dreams or understand your passion. You don't need to explain why you're still striving, still reaching, still hungry for more. You just need to keep going, keep believing, keep showing up for your life. That's what sets you apart. It's why, even when people don't know your age, they feel your youth. Because youth isn't a number, it's a mindset. It's the decision to keep growing, to stay open, to keep moving with joy even when life gets hard. As long as you refuse to let life dull your passion, You will always radiate something ageless, something timeless. People might ask you, what's your secret? How do you still have this glow, this energy, this presence? And you'll just smile, because you know it's not luck, it's not just DNA, it's fire, it's purpose, it's passion. It's the refusal to live a life that feels dry or uninspired. It's the bold decision to only walk paths that stir your heart. And as long as that flame stays lit, as long as you keep living with excitement, you will never grow old in the ways that matter, because a soul on fire doesn't wrinkle, it radiates. It shines brighter as the years go on. And let's not forget something else. You smile more than you frown. There's something magnetic about that, something unexplainable. People can't always name it, but they notice. It's in your expression, your presence, the way you carry yourself like someone who has made peace with life. But most of all, it's in your smile, the way your whole face lights up when you laugh, the way your eyes twinkle when you're genuinely happy, the way your joy fills the space around you like sunlight warming a room. That, more than any anti-aging secret, is what keeps you looking younger than your years. Because let's face it, life isn't always easy. It throws hardships, disappointments, and trials our way. It gives us reasons to worry, reasons to close off, reasons to grow hard. But you've made a different choice. You've chosen not to let life carve sadness into your features. You've chosen not to let struggle steal your spark. Instead, you've chosen joy. You've chosen laughter. You've chosen to protect the lightness of your spirit like a treasure. And that decision alone has kept you looking and feeling younger than most people ever will. A smile, after all, is so much more than a facial expression. It's energy. It's life. It's a silent message to the world that says, I still believe, I still choose joy, I'm still alive. And that kind of joy, it's contagious. It doesn't just affect you. It lifts the people around you. It transforms the air around your presence, and that's powerful. Because joy isn't just a fleeting feeling, it's a force, one that keeps you light, keeps you radiant, keeps you alive. Your smile isn't just something pleasant, it's powerful. We've already talked about how joy shapes your energy, how laughter keeps your soul light. Now let's look closer at one of the simplest yet most powerful choices you make every day, the choice to smile. Have you ever noticed how people who smile often just seem different? They stand out, they glow, they draw others in like a warm light in a cold room. That's not your imagination. It's real. Research shows that smiling doesn't just change how people perceive you. It changes how your body functions. It softens your features, makes you appear more confident, more open, and yes, more youthful. And the best part, that smile works on the inside too. When you smile, even when you don't necessarily feel like it, your brain responds by releasing powerful chemicals, endorphins, dopamine, serotonin. These are the natural mood boosters, the stress fighters, the beauty enhancers. They calm your nervous system, improve your mood, boost your immune system, and give your skin that natural, healthy glow that no serum can replicate. It's like your body saying, we're okay, we're safe, let's shine. Yet so many people forget to smile. They let the weight of the world press down on their expressions. They let stress steal their softness, let worry wrinkle their foreheads, and let anger tighten their jaws. And over time you can see it. Their posture closes in, their energy fades, their eyes lose their light. The face, after all, reflects what the soul carries. A face that rarely smiles becomes a mirror of heaviness. Deep lines form not just from age, but from emotional tension. The shoulders begin to slump under the invisible burden of unresolved pain. Their presence becomes heavy, not because of time, but because of what they've refused to release. But you are different. You've chosen joy as your lifestyle. You've learned that smiling isn't just a reaction, it's a decision. And that choice ripples through every part of you, because smiling keeps you youthful, not only in appearance, but in spirit. You understand that youth isn't found in creams or procedures. It's found in the way you show up for life, light-hearted, hopeful, bright. Think about the most vibrant people you've ever met. Not necessarily the youngest in age, but the ones whose presence fills a room. The ones whose laughter bubbles up effortlessly, whose eyes sparkle with something that can't be bought. They've likely faced hardship, but they've refused to let those hardships shape their expression. They've chosen happiness again and again, and it shows, because here's the truth. Happiness is not about perfect circumstances. It's about perspective. It's about how you respond when life gets hard. Do you retreat into bitterness, or do you lean into gratitude? Do you let your face grow hard with tension, or do you lift it with grace? That's where the true difference lies. Choosing to smile even when things are tough. Choosing to laugh even through tears. That's where youth is preserved. That's where real strength is born. Smiling is a gift you give to yourself and to the world. It's a quiet form of generosity. It shifts atmospheres. A genuine smile can brighten a dark day, soften a harsh moment, or lift a stranger's heart without a word being spoken. That's the power of joy. It spreads, it ripples outward, and when you carry that kind of energy with you everywhere you go, people notice. They might not say it, but they feel it. They see something in you, a warmth, a light, a peace, and even if they don't understand it, they're drawn to it. Because you reflect a kind of youth that can't be faked. The kind that isn't found in age, but in attitude. And this is where science meets soul again. Did you know that smiling can literally trick your brain into feeling happier? Even when you're having a tough day, simply smiling sends signals to your brain that it's time to shift. Your stress begins to decrease. Your heart rate stabilizes. Your muscles relax. Your immune system gets a boost. It's like pressing a reset button for your whole body. And the best part, this medicine is free. No injections, no appointments, no expensive products. Just a decision, a choice to smile more, to laugh often, to welcome joy like an old friend who reminds you who you really are. That's how you keep your body youthful. That's how you keep your spirit vibrant. That's how you walk through life with a magnetism that defies your age. But let's be real. Life doesn't always make it easy to smile. There are days when it feels like the world is heavy and laughter is a distant memory. We all face storms, loss, heartbreak, uncertainty. Sometimes the very last thing you want to do is smile. And that's okay. But those are the moments when smiling becomes even more powerful. That's when it's not just a reaction, it becomes a declaration, a bold statement that says, "This won't break me." That's when you dig deep, not to fake joy, but to choose it, to hold on to hope, to remind yourself that storms don't last forever, that even the darkest night eventually gives way to morning light. And when you smile in that moment, that's the kind of smile that changes you, that heals you, that keeps you young. And in those moments, those quiet, hidden moments where life feels dark and uncertain, you still have a choice. Just like we talked about before, your smile is not just a reaction, it's a weapon. And now it becomes your shield. Because the people who remain young, who stay alive, not just in body, but in spirit, are not the ones with perfect lives. They are the ones who have refused to let life steal their joy. They're the ones who wake up and smile even when life gives them every reason not to. They're the ones who laugh even when they carry pain, who find light even when walking through shadow. That choice, yes, that choice, is what keeps time from touching them the way it touches others. While many grow weary and worn from the weight of their worries, these people rise, and you are one of them. You have that same choice. Every single day, you can carry your pain like armor, letting it stiffen your posture, furrow your brow, and age your skin. Or you can lay it down. You can choose to release what weighs you down and let joy carry you instead. You can smile in the face of struggle and walk with grace in the face of chaos. And when you do that consistently, something remarkable happens. Your spirit begins to show, your face softens, your eyes brighten, your energy changes, and suddenly people begin to notice. They tilt their heads and wonder, what is it about you? Why do you seem younger, brighter, lighter than everyone else? And the answer is so simple, yet so powerful. You've chosen joy. You've embraced gratitude. You've made the decision, day after day, to let your smile outshine your stress. So keep doing it. Keep smiling even when the world is heavy. Keep laughing even when life tries to quiet your joy. Keep walking with your head high and your heart wide open. Let your face reflect the lightness within your soul, because the real secret to looking young, truly young, isn't tucked away in some expensive cream. It's in the way you live, the way you breathe, the way you believe, a heart that smiles often, that reaches for laughter in even the hardest times, that sees beauty in the everyday. That heart will never grow old. That heart is always young. It doesn't matter what year is printed on your ID. When your spirit dances, your body follows. And those who age with grace, they aren't the ones who avoided fear. They're the ones who stared fear down and walked forward anyway. That's the key. It's not about living without fear. It's about not letting fear be the one driving your life. And when you learn to make that shift, when you choose courage instead of control, you unlock something deeply powerful. You unlock freedom, and freedom, that is the fountain of youth. Because when you live free, you live fully. And when you live fully, your soul doesn't shrink. It expands. It radiates. It shines through your skin. It shows in your steps, in your laugh, in your presence. Take a moment and think about people who seem worn down by life, not by age, but by fear. You see it in their eyes, always searching, always worried. You see it in the way they move, hesitant, tight, closed off. Their faces tell stories of what if, of hesitation, of regret. Fear has written itself into the lines around their mouths and the tension in their shoulders. They've spent years avoiding risk, years afraid of judgment, years doubting themselves, and it shows, not just in appearance, but in the heaviness they carry. But you don't walk like that. You step boldly. You move with purpose. You speak with lightness and live with hope. You've learned that fear is often just a whisper in the mind, an illusion that tries to keep you small. And you've stopped listening to that voice. You don't let fear lock you in. You don't let it write your story. You've traded fear for freedom, and in doing so, you've gained something priceless: presence. That's why people can't figure you out. That's why they look at you and wonder, what's their secret? How do they glow like that? How do they look so alive? And again, the answer is not complicated. It's because you've chosen to live without fear. When you choose courage, even when the outcome isn't guaranteed, your body reacts. You breathe differently. Your shoulders relax. Your jaw unclenches. Your mind clears. Your heart beats to a new rhythm, steady, strong, full of life. You don't wake up every day under the pressure of needing to be perfect. You don't walk through the world with clenched fists. Instead, you trust. You lean into life. You let go of needing control. And because of that, stress doesn't grip you the same way it grips others. Because stress, it's not just about circumstances. It's about how you carry them. Two people can face the same storm. One will crumble and the other will dance in the rain. The difference isn't the storm, it's the spirit. And your spirit, it is light, it is fearless, and that more than anything is the reason you still shine. Fear, it's like a prison with no bars, yet it holds so many people captive. Just as we've seen before, the ones who glow with youth are those who live with freedom. But let's go even deeper. Fear itself is one of the greatest thieves of that glow. It's subtle, but powerful. It creeps in quietly, then begins to shape your choices, limit your steps, and dim your light. And sadly, far too many people spend their entire lives behind that invisible wall. They fear rejection, so they never speak their truth. They fear failure, so they avoid the very risks that could lead them to greatness. They fear the unknown, so they stay in familiar places, even if those places no longer serve them. And what comes from all that avoidance? Regret, a deep, aching regret that settles in the soul like a heavy fog. You can see it in their posture, in the way they talk about the past, in the dullness of their eyes. It etches itself into their expressions and lingers in every movement. It's a weight, and over time it begins to show on their faces. The glow of possibility is replaced with the shadow of what might have been. But you've made a different choice. You have looked fear in the face and said, "You don't get to write my story." And that, more than anything, is what sets you apart. That courage, it's rare. And it's the reason you carry a peace that so many long for but few ever find. Because peace, the deep lasting kind, isn't something you stumble upon. It's something you earn when you stop running from fear and start living from faith. And here's the truth. Peace is youth. A peaceful heart slows the aging process in ways science is just beginning to understand. A peaceful mind sleeps better, thinks clearer, and breathes easier. That's why people who live without fear seem to defy time. They're not spending every day fighting battles in their own minds. Have you ever noticed someone who radiates calm confidence the moment they enter a room? They don't shout. They don't chase attention. And yet, all eyes find them. It's not about being loud. It's about being free. Free from shame. Free from hesitation. Free from the mental chains that stop others before they even start. That freedom? It's magnetic. It's powerful. And most of all, it's ageless. Because when you stop fearing life, you finally start living it. And when you live fully, your entire being reflects that aliveness. Your body moves differently. Your face softens. Your spirit shines. That's the truth. Those who dare to live fearlessly often look a decade younger than their age. Not because of creams or procedures, but because they've let go of the weight that wears so many down. Now, does that mean you're never afraid? Of course not. You're human. We all feel fear, but here's what makes you different. You refuse to let it hold the pen. You don't let fear stop you from speaking love, chasing purpose, or stepping out into unknown territory. You love deeply. You risk big. You leap even when the ground isn't certain, and because of that, you keep evolving. You keep stretching. You keep surprising even yourself. You're not frozen in place by what could go wrong. You're propelled forward by what could go right, and that movement, that constant unfolding of potential, that sacred momentum, that's the real anti-aging miracle. Stagnation is where youth goes to die, but you are in motion because fear wants you to pause, to stay still, to play small. It whispers lies in the dark. You're not ready. You're not worthy. You'll fail, but you don't listen. You've heard those lies before and you know the truth. Everything you want is just on the other side of fear. And you're willing to cross that line, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. That courage, that relentless spirit, it lights a fire inside you. It makes you unforgettable. It's what people see when they look at you and can't quite explain. Your glow. It's not your skincare, it's not your age, it's your fire. That fire says, I won't shrink, I won't settle. I was made to expand. And that's exactly what you do. You expand into joy, into growth, into the life that so many only dream about. And all of that radiates, all of that shines. Because true youth, it doesn't come from the surface. It starts within. Inside of you, fear has no throne. Inside of you, faith reigns. So keep walking forward. Keep choosing courage. Keep doing what scares you, because with every bold step, you say yes to life. And every yes to life is a yes to youth. Fear might age the body, but freedom revives the soul. Comfort zones may feel safe, but they're also where dreams go to fade. They're where passion slows down and possibilities grow dim. But you choose growth. You stay engaged. You keep learning. You keep pushing the boundaries of what you once thought was possible. And that willingness to grow, to stretch, to rise, it keeps you young in the truest, deepest way. Because a spirit that's still blooming never fades. And as we continue forward, one truth becomes even clearer. Youth isn't just about what's seen, it's about what's still growing inside, because if fear is a prison, then comfort is the slow decay. You can see it in those who seem aged before their time, not because of numbers on a calendar, but because something inside them stopped moving. Think about them for a moment, the people who gave up too early. They stopped pushing themselves, stopped daring to believe that life still had more to offer. Somewhere along the way, they chose the familiar over the unknown. They chose safety over possibility. And in doing so, something in them began to fade. Their energy dulled. Their eyes lost that spark of curiosity. Their voices no longer spoke of dreams, only memories. They didn't grow old because of age. They grew old because they stopped growing. But you refused to become one of them. You knew deep down that the secret to staying alive isn't just breathing, it's becoming. So you kept going. You kept reading, learning, failing, trying, evolving. You stepped into challenges others ran from. You leaned into discomfort knowing it was the birthplace of something greater. And because of that, you didn't just survive, you thrived. Let's be honest, growth isn't gentle. It stretches you, it humbles you, it tests you in the dark when no one's watching. But every time you stepped into that fire, you came out stronger, more focused, more powerful. And that quiet strength, it shows. It radiates in the way you walk, the way you rise after setbacks, the way you refuse to let pain have the final word. Most people let hardship wear them down, but you let it forge you. That's why your presence is so vibrant, so magnetic, because you've been through the storm and came out shining. There's something extraordinary that happens when a person keeps growing. Science proves it. When the brain is challenged, whether through learning new skills, solving problems, or exploring new ideas, it stays younger, more flexible, more alive. Neurologists call it neuroplasticity. Spiritually, we call it aliveness. Your body takes its cues from your mindset. When your mind is awake, curious, and open, your body responds. Your energy levels stay high. Your immune system functions better. Your skin glows. Your posture straightens. Your voice has vitality. It's like your entire being is saying, "I'm still becoming." And isn't that the essence of youth? To wake up not with dread, but with wonder. To face life not with resignation, but with hunger. That's the gift you've given yourself by choosing growth. Comfort whispers sweet lies. It tells you you've done enough. You don't need to change. It tempts you to stay where it's easy. But you know the truth. Comfort can be a silent killer. It's where purpose goes to sleep. It's where dreams shrink. It's where days blur together and you wake up realizing you've stopped truly living, but you didn't fall for it. You challenged the voice that told you to settle. You asked more of yourself, not because you had to, but because you could. You kept growing not because life forced you, but because your soul was hungry for it. That decision is what makes the difference. It's why you seem to glow from the inside out. It's why people twice your age don't understand your energy. It's why even younger people turn to you for inspiration. You've made growth a habit, learning, your lifestyle, curiosity, your compass. You are not someone who sits still in life's waiting room. You are someone who walks boldly into the unknown, believing that every new lesson adds to your vitality. True youth isn't in smooth skin. It's in a spirit that refuses to rust. It's in the sparkle of eyes that still see possibilities. It's in a heart that still beats with purpose and passion. That's what separates those who grow old from those who grow bold. You've seen it, haven't you? That one person who walks into a room and instantly lifts the energy. They're not loud, not flashy, but alive. Their energy is undeniable. They radiate warmth. They ask questions. They share ideas. They listen with intention. They move like they're still chasing something beautiful. And they are. They haven't let life cage them. They haven't let failure stop them. They haven't let years define them. They are becoming just like you. You don't wake up every morning waiting for the world to give you meaning. You wake up knowing you are here to grow into it. You keep reaching for something higher, deeper, more true. And that journey, that constant transformation, is the fountain of youth this world so desperately seeks. Because those who grow, glow. Those who keep evolving, never age in spirit. So keep going, keep stepping into what scares you, keep saying yes to learning, to changing, to expanding. You are not finished. You are not stuck. You are a work in progress, and that progress is your power, and that's why no matter what year it is, your light will always feel timeless. So stay hungry. Hungry for more learning, hungry for more becoming, hungry for more life. That hunger, it's your fuel. It sharpens your mind, strengthens your spirit, and keeps your body moving with purpose. And that drive, that deep inner fire to keep reaching, exploring, evolving, it's what keeps you not just looking young, but being young. Because youth has never been about age. It's about momentum. It's the motion of the soul. It's the refusal to stand still while life rushes by. It's the passion that refuses to cool, the curiosity that refuses to dim. So keep choosing growth over comfort. Keep choosing boldness over safety. Keep choosing to expand when it would be easier to retreat. Every single time you stretch beyond what's familiar, every time you say yes to something that scares you, every time you refuse to settle, you are choosing to stay alive in the deepest, truest way possible. This commitment to growth, it doesn't just lead to success. It leads to a life that's fully lived. And when you live fully, time can't touch you. Not your joy, not your radiance, not your energy. Because when the heart is awake, the spirit refuses to age, and people see it in you. They might not know exactly what it is that makes you stand out, but something about your presence, your warmth, your movement, your gaze, it makes them pause, makes them curious, makes them ask, what's their secret? And the truth is, it isn't skincare. It isn't a perfect diet. It isn't avoiding wrinkles. It's your spirit. It's that indestructible, relentless, passionate spirit that says, I'm still here. I'm still becoming. I'm still alive. Life has tried to test you more times than anyone knows. Storms have come, loss has knocked on your door, pain has tried to take permanent residence, but you never gave in. You kept walking, kept believing, kept showing up with a strength most people will never understand. That strength, it shows in how you hold your head up, in how you meet each day not with dread but with expectation. It shows in your laughter, your focus, your refusal to quit. It shines in your eyes. It lives in your smile. It echoes in your voice when you speak hope into places that only knew silence. That's why you still glow. That's why people are drawn to you. That's why, despite all that life has thrown at you, you don't look like what you've been through, because you never let the battle break you. You let it build you. And while others let hardship wear them down, you let it forge something deeper in you, something timeless. Others carry their scars like burdens. You carry yours like badges of resilience, because you didn't just survive. You transformed. Where others gave up, you pressed on. Where others let bitterness settle in, you chose joy. Where others stayed in regret, you rose in grace. You refused to let disappointment define your expression. You refused to let grief steal your light. You refused to let time dictate your worth, and that's the difference. It's not the years, it's the fight inside of you. It's not the losses, it's what you chose to do with them. You didn't grow cold, you grew strong. You didn't grow bitter, you grew better. And in that better you found beauty, because true beauty, the kind that turns heads and touches hearts, isn't skin deep. It's spirit deep, and your spirit, my friend, is unstoppable. You don't walk through life dragging the weight of the past. You carry the lessons, yes, but your arms are still open to what's next. You walk with faith, not fear, with courage, not control, and with passion, not passivity. And that's why, no matter what the calendar says, you are ageless, because the people who glow the brightest are the ones who never let the fire die, who rise again and again, even when no one's watching, who love deeply, who dream wildly, who live loudly, with grace, humility, and joy. So please, keep going, keep shining, keep waking up every day and choosing life with everything in you. Keep laughing even when the world feels heavy. Keep dancing even if no one joins. Keep evolving even when it's hard, because that fire inside you, it's sacred, it's divine. And as long as it's burning, time will never define you. Thank you for choosing to live this way. Thank you for showing the world what youth truly looks like. Thank you for carrying a light the world so desperately needs. This may be the end of this message, but it's only the beginning of your next chapter. So don't stop now, not ever. You're not done, you're just getting started. Keep going, keep growing, keep shining, because the world needs your light. And your spirit was never meant to fade, it was meant to blaze.